So soy, become the motor. Pro-designed ink wrist guards, always wear them. Blizz Eyewear, design, flexibility, and value. Hey folks, and welcome to Denver. Here we are, Alley Cats, coming right out of the back of a garage, loaded with transport sport gear. And there we have a skateboard spike made by Soy, a very unique handheld device, living in the same world as baseball bats and golf clubs and tennis rackets. No strap, very similar to a ski pole from the handle down, but from the handle up. An exquisitely new device. And with it you can spikeboard. So we're going to show you a little loop here. We're going across 29th Avenue. We are in the Sloan's Lake area, which is the tallest area of Denver. Denver's pretty flat, and but this little loop is going to be a high side, low side, and it is called What Kids Want. So we name our loops very similar to climbers, the way in which they name their climbing problems and their location spots for climbing. So this loop has been named by the Denver residents themselves, and it is called What Kids Want. So it's got a little high side and a low side. We're starting right about in the middle. So also folks, please always mind the traffic laws and follow traffic laws and be respectful of your neighbors and the traffic. So we're coming off of Utica Avenue, and we're going to take a little left right there onto 26th, and then we're going down Vrain, and we're going to come around Sloan Lakes Park, and soon as we take that left down here off Vrain and jump onto West Byron Place, we're going to be on the lowest section, more or less, but we're going to head all the way down. This is via Stewart Street. Actually, this is still via Stewart Street, and then we're going to get on Westlake Drive and head all the way down to 17th Avenue. So let's get a little bit into the dynamic of the sport. This sport comes to us via cross-country roller skiing, guys. So all you folks in Denver that know a little bit about cross-country skiing, you might not know that there is participation in cross-country skiing on wheels. It's called roller skiing, and when they roller ski, they take off their snow baskets on their ski poles, and they put a spike tip on the bottom of it, and it bites into asphalt very well, so well in fact that it's actually raced in World Cup events, and nothing will ever replace it. So if you're thinking about using a rubber donut, a rubber ding-dong, a rubber something on the footing, well, you're going to be getting very poor results. You're not going to be able to do this one-handed Kubi cross. So notice the lower portion of the stroke, the legs, during the kicking phase is a switch kick. So switch kicking has been around for a very long time, but it's never been incorporated with the cross-country upper body ski movement. Right now here you're seeing stand-up spike, and we're actually getting up to a pretty good clip. There's a little bit of a sled ride coming down Westlake Drive, and it picks up pretty good speed. And as you can see, this stand-up spike stroke is very similar to a double poling stroke. Notice how the vector line is going to the rear. It's going to the rear. It's no forward catch. So even though you might think it's paddling, it's not. And of course then it translates and transfers, straight into what's called a Kubi cross stroke. And that is, for the first time, the connection of the Nordic cross-country upper body technical movement with the skateboard or scooter kick. So the skateboard and the scooter use the exact same technique. So for all you parents that have kids out there that are on scooters, begin to get them to switch kick. So if you begin to switch kick on a scooter at age 3, around age 6 and 7, you can begin to spikeboard, and then of course all that develops into cross-country skiing. And that all heads right out to Lookout Mountain and big summits and lifelong fitness. This is a 54-year-old athlete with atrial fibrillation heart disease. So if he can do it, so can anybody. That's proof positive that the sports demographic, and listen closely, outdoor industry, that's a 54-year-old individual. And by the way, they are wearing North Face hedgehogs. That is the optimum shoe to perform this sport. And please don't overlook that. If you come to spikeboarding, first thing you should do is get wrist guards. And you should also get the hedgehogs. That's where you are making contact with the board, and it's very important. So North Face hedgehogs, the ultimate spikeboarding shoe. And also, just if you want to switch kick and you didn't want to spikeboard, you just wanted to go out and switch kick endurance on a board, the North Face hedgehog's the absolute best shoe around. So now we're really getting to the absolute bottom of this loop, 17th Avenue, and we're going to take a little left there. And then we're going to take another left right onto Mead, coming off of 17th Avenue, and Mead will take us all the way back up to 29th. Now, when we come across Mead, every other or every second intersection is going to be in our favor, and we will not need to stop for it. The other ones you will need to stop for. So when it's early in the morning, the traffic is light, and again, follow the traffic laws and be respectful of your neighbors. What we're going to show you here also as we go up is what's called connector strokes, connector drill, and that is when the foot is in the rear and the spike stays on the same side, and we transfer between the two strokes while staying on the same, while keeping the skateboard spike on the same side. This is the stand-up spike stroke, and as you can see, we're going in between the stand-up spike stroke and the Kubi cross stroke depending on the terrain. So as soon as you start elevating your speed past the speed at which you can cadence with your legs, you can continue to gain speed with a stand-up spike stroke. So stand-up spike stroke, since it's all connected to arm cadence, can supersede the speed of a Kubi cross. And of course, once you supersede fast enough, you're just going to go into a tuck. That speed is approximately 23 to 26 miles an hour. You cannot kick any longer, and then you would go into just a tuck and a downhill and whatever the gravitational pull was giving you. So here we can see there's the connector. So the foot is in the rear, and we're transferring the Kubi cross and then going seamlessly into the stand-up spike stroke. So if you wanted, you could spikeboard with a ski pole, but then you couldn't get into a seamless stand-up spike stroke. And that's the beauty of the Sosoi skateboard spike. Also, it performs exceedingly well and at exceedingly high rates. So there are King of Mountain and Queen of Mountain prizes for all you people that want to get involved in that. So look into that if you really want to raise your motor and make a name for yourself in the sport of spikeboarding by winning a King of Mountain or Queen of Mountain, a stand-up spike race. Definitely contact us at spikeboarding.com. It's very simple. Just go to spikeboarding.com and you'll see more about the sport. You can see the press out of Denver as well that was had last year in 2017. And we're back again in Denver. We're going to be in Denver pretty often because Denver is such an incredible place to spike. And also, the Sloan's Lake area is just incredible. Again, Denver is relatively flat, if not pan-flat, the entire city. And Pferdesteller Park is the high point. The highest point in Denver is Pferdesteller Park. And wouldn't you know it, that's a perfect 1 square block loop where you can just criterium the bejeebers out of it and have a blast. And the pavement, folks, all over Denver is pristine, super nice, and workouts in the morning are sensational. So if you're a runner and your knees are bothering you but you still need to get fitness, spikeboarding is available to you. And also, it's going to develop you for cross-country ski, ski-mo, and all your climbing. And as you just saw, it's right out your garage. So we're facilitating a couple athletes in the Denver area right now who are beginning. So it's a good time to start the sport and really begin to incubate it. If you ever wanted to be some of the first people to be in whatever the sport might be, mountain bike or snowboarding, now's the time. So the skateboard has never been treated like a roller ski. So roller skis are meant to go up hills. Skateboards have never really been treated uphill because they were always living in the radical theater. Here we are back on 29th Avenue. 29th Avenue can be a little pebbly, so keep on the lookout. We're going to take a right-hander onto Osceola, and Osceola is going to start to take us up. So Meade was taking us up, but Osceola is going to have a little bit more steepness, and then we're going to get into Vrain as we head on up to the top of Denver. It's not so tall, but it is the top of Denver, and the pavement's only going to get better. It's 2018 right now, and pavement does change over time because of frost and heavy wheel loads, but almost everywhere is just gorgeous, beautiful pavement. So this is Osceola, and then we're going to turn on 30th Avenue and continue towards Vrain. This is the Kubi cross stroke. It's insanely effective uphills, and it's brand new, folks. So basically we're taking two old forms of kinetic movement and connecting them as one, and it is incredibly efficient. This stroke will take you straight up Lookout. It'll take you straight up the Swiss Alps, and we'll begin to listen to me babble on. We will begin to start making Kubi cross uphill videos soon. Most of all of our uphill videos have been stand-up spike, and that's because as you learn the sport, you ought to learn the foundation and the power stroke. So very similar to skiing, you want to get your double pole in, because your double poling connects to all the other varietal parts of skiing. And so the stand-up spike stroke is the foundation of a Kubi cross, the lat and the core. And so also there's only one way to stand up spike with performance, and that is with a skateboard spike. So we've got a lot of stand up spike videos out there with uphill, and we got a couple little uphills with the Kubi cross. We climbed at Manayunk. Of course, that's the famous wall at the Philadelphia National Bike Race for years and years, and you can see that online as well. So here we are coming across 30th Avenue, and we're looking for Vrain, and we're going to continue up to Pferdesteller Park. And as soon as we get up there, we're going to do a quick loop of that. There's the connector drills again. As soon as we come to the front, it's not a connector. You've actually only can do those connectors from the rear. So right there, if you want to keep that spike on the same side, here you go, keeping the spike on the same side, and that's a connector. Connects as fast as possible between the stand-up spike and the Kubi cross stroke. It's very, very effective, and you can do your cadences however you like, but you try to keep everything even. So if you're doing threes, do threes; doing fives, do fives; do sixes. Folks, we'd love to come out to Denver, start to give clinics. This is a sensational way to have 45-minute workouts that happen right away, and get you back home and get you fit head to toe, strength, endurance, and balance, and saves your knees as well. And the sled ride down is always really very, very, very nice. So as we march up and keep going, I think we're on Moncrief Place going across. Look at that pavement. It's absolutely excellent, and Denver has fabulous weather. I actually think we're going up. We're on Vrain right there. That was Vrain. And now we're on 32nd, and this is a bit of a chicane here. And bang, back onto Vrain, and we're still going up. It's a little bit of climbing. And there's the Kubi cross. Nice short strokes. Keep the power phase engaged as much as possible, and keeping the rolling speed up and going. You don't want to waste a lot of time exerting the stroke past the power phase. You want to get straight back into the return, keep your rolling speed going, and this is where we're going on to Moncrief Place now, and we're going to zip across, carry a little speed, a little bit of stand-up spike right after a Kubi cross climb. Just sort of relaxes the legs a little bit, keeps us a little more easy. You want to be loose, tight, loose, tight, loose, tight. And this loop is about 20 minutes or so in total. Again, the name of the loop is What Kids Want, and the kids of Denver have actually made it. There it is. We're at Pferdesteller Park, and what a beautiful park it is. The high side of that park is, I believe, 33rd Avenue. So there we are on 33rd Avenue. We're going to take a left at Yates, back down to Moncrief. And Yates is going to have a nice little drop and a fun little sled ride with a left-hand turn onto Moncrief Place that is a stop sign in our favor, so we'll be able to just zip right through it. And a little bit of wetness never stops anybody, but you'll have a little less contact. But the work effort is done on this loop. From here now, you're going to go back all the way, follow your same tracks, and get down back to 17th Avenue, and then do it again. It's about a 20-minute loop. Do this guy twice. You're back in your garage, showering up, and getting ready to work. And maybe your work is only 5-6 miles away, and hopefully there's pavement all the way there, and you could spikeboard there. We do know that in Denver, a lot of your greenways have concrete, and that displaces the possibility of the spike or also roller ski. But velo spiking is a tremendous sport to do. Velo spiking, you might say, what the heck is velo spiking? What's this man talking about? Velo spiking is just like, there's a little bit of 1/1s as we come down this hill. Velo spiking is multisport 2.0, folks. So run, bike, swim is multisport 1.0, and it's been around for 40 years. And this cyclist has decided that, hey, let's start mixing sports. So velo spiking is high performance spikeboarding mixed with high performance cycling, and we'll show you guys more. We'll be out to Denver to film some videos, and it's no mystery. It's just high performance cycling mixed with high performance spikeboarding, and you can do it as partners, and you can do it alone just by practicing both sports, and both sports mix incredibly well. There's down Vrain, 32nd Avenue, the quick chicane, pop back onto Vrain. We're headed straight down to 29th, and then back to our home casita on Stewart Street in through the alley. So what you're going to see now is a little bit of cadence braking, not foot dragging. Foot dragging is not going to work very well on wet pavement, and also it's going to wear out a ton of shoes on you. But as you can see, these slopes are very moderate. This is not downhill longboarding, people. If you like downhill longboarding, put on some slide pucks. I would suggest some leathers and spine protector, and I don't know where you go to do that sport, but this is not downhill longboarding. We're not looking for 60-70 mile an hour speeds, and we're just keeping it just like cross-country skiing. So we're working on a fully operational disc brake for you folks. This is a cadence brake. It's going to help you with a Kubicross quite a bit. You're going to switch on both sides. You're going to drop with your heel, and we have some cadence brake tutorials online, so check those out. And you're not going to start cadence braking on Vrain immediately, but you are going to pick it up on some slower loops and bring it in slowly. So there we are on 29th. The workout is over. We're just going to head on over to our garage and show you that we're going to go out the same way we came in. Folks, thanks so much for dialing in. Denver, you have got one heck of a place to spikeboard. We're going to be back really often, and we got a couple of people spikeboarding there that are going to start appearing on video. You're going to enjoy that quite a bit. Here's our alley, little alley cat. Love these alleys in Denver. Love to pull in to a garage, in and out all the time, folks. Spike hard, spike often. Spikeboarding, the sport of balanced strength. And there you have it, boys and girls. Thanks a lot, and we will see you at the next one. Come on, guys. Let's start spiking. Spike it up. See ya. So soy, become the motor. Pro-designed ink wrist guards. Always wear them. Blizz Eyewear. Design, flexibility, and value.